for Project X now?
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's really hard. I hear good things about wealth charts. I just now got it recording, guys. For some reason the streaming key wasn't loading. I think I'm gonna have to grab it manually every day. So preloading it just doesn't work. And it doesn't work regularly.
Project X.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's really hard. I hear there we go. Anyways, back to the whole Project X concept. I think at the end of the day, okay, wait, we'll go over all that stuff shortly. Miss Barbara, will you pretty please check our hearts and then we'll get started?
Yes, I will. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we come before you, Father, thanking you, Lord, for all that you do and continue to do in our lives. Father, we invite your Holy Spirit to just have your way, Father. We thank you, Lord, that you are the way maker, Father. We thank you, Lord, that your word in Isaiah says, Father, that you will make a way where there is no way. Father, we thank you, Father, that you continue to bless us as we stay steadfast, immovable, always abounding. Father, we thank you, Father, that you will continue to just bless us, that we be a blessing to others. We thank you, Lord, that you just, just just bless us, Father. Just continue your way, that this is your way, Father. We give you praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Okay, couple of housekeeping things. Risk disclaimer, you guys already know that. We are doing over $1 million. We're gonna hit that probably before July. In terms of giveaways for prop firms, different products, one-on-one coachings, access to membership, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're not already, follow all the YouTubes and all the prompts. It's usually pretty simple. It's like click here, and then you're enrolled or something, or like you add your email or you have a code word as a comment or something. It's really, really simple. Great way to get a little bit of funding going. I got some DMs this morning asking about Apex pricing. It is not 80% off. So please, 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 if you need a new challenge, don't go buy an Apex account right now. It just wait. You know they're going to do another 80 or 90% off. It might be a week or two. I'm sure it's going to be reasonably soon. Wait till they have another million or $2 million payout and they're going to pump another promotion. So in the meantime, again, take Profit Trader, by far the best, easiest payout possible. And the code for that is 6FTC. So dollar for dollar, it's still cheaper even with, am I saying that right? Yes, even with the cheaper prices. And the payout is easier. So definitely check that out. But no, please, no, 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 no Apex stuff for now. And of course, Blue Guardian, if you like Project X, onto that topic, Project X, they're taking all the trades and all the data and they're mining it and as well as your information. So I like the whole management of them. I think I did really well. I think that's probably why I ended up sticking with futures as Project X because it solves a lot of the problems I'm running now on Tradeovate, but it's a mess. So we're getting there though. Slowly but surely getting everything to work as we think it should work is it's the plan. I'll let you know if it happens. We have some great days and some days like what just happened? What is it? But we'll see. I'm gonna reload all that just to make sure it's reloaded on NinjaTrader. I went ahead pre-market and marked up yesterday's highs and yesterday's lows. This is NQ. This level is super significant. We've been at this level like between 21,200, 21,100 quite a while. So that's 21 ones all the way into here. 21 ones, 21 twos, all the way up into here. We've been at this level, we barreled through it, no stopping here, but kind of came down pretty close to it, came down, stopped, above, below. This is a super significant level, okay? This is a very magnetic level. We stayed there for like all overnight. We stayed there. We haven't really moved. We popped down and came back up. Big picture stuff on my FX accounts, of course, I'm looking for the sell down. We already saw the big extension of the moves on gold and stuff of that nature, but there's gaps to the downside, there's imbalances to the downside, but there's anybody's market because now we've also got them to the upside. We talked about possibly taking out this level a few, gosh, days and days ago now. So I still have that on the screen because it's still relevant. But here's where we're sitting. We got that big drop, pre-market, big pop, and we're sitting right back at that area right above yesterday's close. So we'll see. I'd love to see us. I don't know if we're going to have enough oomph on the news agenda to come take up all of this liquidity, but I'd love to see the pop up to take out the pre-market highs and then to finally just finish this downside move. But again, we're going to trade what we see and go from there. So that's NQ. ES is looking rather the same. Very magnetic level that we've been sitting at all the way from way over here, all the way. And we really haven't moved anywhere. We are sitting exactly at yesterday's close though. Whereas on NQ, we're sitting above it. Interesting there. But here's pre-market high, pre-market low. We've got all that stuff marked up. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low, and we have a crap ton, you guys, of imbalances and fair value gaps and just all the things. Same concept, big picture. I'd like to see us come down here. We have quite a bit of room here. Of course, the major prevailing gap here. We finally filled that gap on gold. We'll see though. We'll see. We do need to check news. Any big news on that, Kendall?
Jenny, did you say there's divergence between S&P and NQ?
We are
Yes.
higher. So ES is sitting at yesterday's close. NQ is sitting above it.
Okay, thank
There's
you.
there's not a lot of divergence. I mean, not major divergence anyways, because higher lows, lower lows. Not that I
Okay.
saw.
Yeah.
Or if I missed it though. A little bit. This high is higher. So this was the divergence that popped it down, but that divergence already played out.
Yeah, I see it on your chart.
This one right here. That was a clean too. That's your SMT divergence. Beautiful. Bam, boom. Easy. Just bam, boom all the way down. Well, yeah, we're pushing down now. We're sitting above the VWAP 2 in the 1 minute. 2 minutes to opening bell. Gold. I have to at least go over gold. I did mark up oil as well, like I said I would. Yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. We really have been sitting in this area. We popped up, we popped down, and now we're sitting right back in this area. So yesterday's close, we just touched that area. We've got pre-market low, yesterday's low. This one's a little janky because pre-market and yesterday's pre-market and yesterday's low very close. So a lot of congestion they're going to run into as we start to move down, if in fact we're moving down. But again, if I scroll out, we have fulfilled that gap. So we fulfilled that area. We went up above and beyond it. Sure, can we come up and take these levels? Yeah, but I don't see a reason to. So again, big picture on this, I'm sell side, but scalping wise, we're taking what we see. We're taking the initial move and protecting as soon as possible. That's how we're doing what we're doing. So let me minimize the little heads, take that out the way, close out of everything. Any major news on the agenda? So we're still bullish.
PMI comes
Aware
out.
of major news all week.
Yeah.
S&P PMI. So you
Mhm.
can't trade PMI with them.
PMI tomorrow. Well, when is the 22nd? Is that today or tomorrow? Is that
Today.
today?
That's
Yeah.
today.
Okay, well then that's today then. That comes out in at 45 minutes after the hour.
So if you have certain accounts that block news, please stay out of the market.
Yeah, I can't trade right now.
Okay, here we go. 2 minutes. We're coming down. Turn back on my indicators. There we go. In theory, this, oh, that was like, in theory, this should be working. This is gold. I love to see gold move down, and but gold and NQ moving down is not as likely. But they've kind of been moving. I've been really watching the way NQ and gold move. I love it when you can fade them because gold is going up and indices are going down, but that has not been the case even half of the time lately in like real time. I've been really, really surprised by how that's been moving. Yes, we've got a minute left on this candle. I do need to come over here, take profit trader. Oh, I shouldn't have hit the X on that, whatever. Whoops. I turned off the take profit trader. We are bouncing off of the VWAP right now as we speak on the 1 minute time frame for NQ. And on the 2 minute too. So we're still sitting below the 8 moving average, below the 20. We really are going to need a pretty spicy move to the upside to really confirm that. Of course, we'd be targeting pre-market highs, not just the one measurement. And then this is 11 seconds left on this candle as this range forms. When we do the update, guys, I'm gonna adjust some things that help people understand it a little bit better. But remember, this is just a range. Nice push to the upside. On the 1 minute, it would have hit just targets right there. One and done. But that's our break on NQ. So buying. Very late fill because I hit bid. So buying. Long. I'd like to see us get just to the even pre-market highs. Just take out that level. Oh, we're pulling back. And of course, now I'm on minis. So I got it working all morning. It was taking micros all morning, and now it's taking minis on accounts that it should not be taking minis on. On a trade that big too, that's down, floating $600-ish, $700, which is going to hit my daily loss limit on all those smaller accounts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a $600 daily loss limit. It hit the $600 daily loss limit on all of those accounts. Done. And I promise it was working. I've tested it yesterday. I was like, okay, so can I get it to work? And I kept playing with it and I reset everything. And I tested it last night. One small trade. And I tested it this morning pre-market. One small trade. And then New York Open happens and it took minis on all of them. Nope. Out. Exited out of that trade. But now we are breaking to the downside. And the big picture is to the downside. Big, big, big picture is to the downside. Using here. Man, one pop, not even enough. And mismanaged. Ugh. Well, some of that's human, some of that's technology. And I can't even turn on my take profit account, so benchmark treasury hit multiple month highs. Big picture, I'd like to see this keep going down and down and down. Okay. But it's gonna be a bit of a 1, 2, 3. Hitting target. I'm checking ES. ES did the same. Can't go chase ES. Gold sitting pretty still. Gold is sitting very, very still. Now I want to wait for kind of a retest a little bit if we need one more trade. So one loss, one win. I wouldn't mind looking for a retest depending on how this candle comes back up. Not even a 1-to-1 either. And I can't mirror this on all those accounts either. Can't do it. Right back up. Tony, so at 9:32, almost exactly, okay, give or take, well, probably a little bit after, I bought here, was wrong on the direction, held too long. I was trying to disconnect as many accounts as I could because it took all my Ninja Trader took it all as minis instead of as micros on the smaller accounts. Um, Hit stop loss here, entered a little bit out of literally slightly after this line down into here, literally only one account versus all the accounts that just hit daily loss limit on the minis here. But that kind of goes with the territory. So two trades. Hey, this spring didn't even spring anything. I mean, literally kind of made equal highs. And now I gotta wait till after the news before I can put on my take profit accounts. And I'm not gonna copy trade them because that sucks.
If I'm mistaken on the take profit, the calendar doesn't show a block event. Yeah, there's news, but they have specifically certain events that you're untradeable.
Yeah, I
Untrade.
seen that too, Jonathan.
So
I,
this is not
Yeah.
one of
yeah, it says we're good, but I was still treading lightly, like I don't trust that. But yeah, I agree.
Okay. I like what this next bearish candle is doing. That's awesome. 2 minute time frame. I'm looking for a sell if we get below yesterday's close, okay, which is 145. If we can get below that area, I would look for another sell. But we also have numbers coming out. We could get a nice little break to take out all these. But we have what, 9:45 and 10 o'clock news? Existing home sales 10. So PMI is not blocked, huh?
No, it's not one of those that were blocked. The only thing that was blocked this month, everything has ended for the whole month. So there will no longer be any news that you cannot trade. Previously, it was FOMC and CPI on the 13th of last week and non-farm payroll at the beginning. Those were the only things that were blocked out.
Okay. Yeah, they have that calendar on there too. They do. Well, it's a good thing I disconnected those ones because those 3 accounts are still good. But if I hadn't, they wouldn't be because they would have hit the daily loss limit on the my little thingy on NinjaTrader because they all took minis. And on the smaller accounts, I don't have a very large daily loss limit. I have it at 600. Well, that wouldn't have mattered anyway. So would have got knocked out with slightly more of a loss.
Hey,
Man,
shout out to Jonathan for that because I've been paying attention to that calendar as well on their website. So shout out to him so I can actually know, okay, these are and then they also send us an email too when right before that news comes out. So that's pretty cool. So I can trade now.
Yeah, you're sure right.
nice. We tapped below yesterday's close price, but we haven't really stayed below yet. We've got 14 seconds left on this candle with a spring to the downside. So we're not in love with this sell. We get springs up and down, more so to the downside. We we need to get, if we're looking for that buy to play out, we need to get kind of above this area. But we're still in that 5 minute range. So nice spring to the upside, nice little fake out, another spring to the upside, 5 minute time frame. We're respecting that 50% quite a bit. And we're still just a clean, perfect doji, which really matches all of this crappy price action we've had this whole time. All of that just sitting dead center in the middle. Back to the 2 minute. Well, that was lame. So on the accounts that are connected here, just real talk, okay? Truth in advertising, okay? Hold on. On the accounts that are connected, whoopsie, that's what that looks like on the day. So we saw the 40,000, but when it goes wrong, okay, that's what it looks like. So I disconnected all the take profit accounts, and these are only, I don't know, I guess maybe a third or a quarter of the accounts. But so I have the other ones that are still in green, not enough to compensate for this though. So on TradeZella, I probably would be net negative unless I make, I think, 2,000 more or so. I would need 2,000 just to undo that one misfire of contract sizes. Because keep in mind that those other accounts are disconnected now. They're disconnected on the day. So there's not, I could reconnect them and keep trading them or trade them manually, but baby steps. I'm sharing this process with you guys so you guys can all learn and go get $1 million payout. It's going to be a lot of a process, but if I mess up with you, then hopefully I'll be able to take all the brunt of the mistakes, and then later on, you guys will do really well. So we broke that 200 level. We retested. We're respecting this. We're still in the messy part though. We're really in this very tiny zone, slightly bigger zone. We're still in that messy zone. So any trade we take, please make sure see green, take green kind of day. Just because we have no major direction. We got above that level, but then we came right back down and we didn't stay above it. And now we're trying to break this yet again. 2 minutes till that news comes out. Gold is sitting very still, doing nothing. I've got that up off screen. And NQ is now trying to take off. So gold hit that bottom target beautifully. And now we're losing it on NQ. But there's news in 2 minutes. So if you're not comfortable with that trade, don't take that trade. Another spring and 13 seconds left. I'm going to wait until after the news. I'm waiting till after the news. Benchmark Treasury hits multi-month high. Good morning, William. Good morning, everybody. 780 pips is awesome. That is awesome. You guys see in the Discord, Ricky made $90,000. JGS. Still using JGS. Still doing the dang thing. Simple, easy, no nonsense, no drama. Easy peasy. Because that's awesome. $90,000 in a, I guess, overnight. I'm working on it. 1 more minute till the news comes out. And gold is, there's gold. Wow, that could load a little faster. That would be nice. Gold is trying to sell down. Gold looks much cleaner than NQ right now. So I'm going over to gold. I'm selling gold. Selling gold. If I could maybe get anything to work without all the clicks. Short. We broke down 5-minute breakout. I'm selling this all the way back down. I'll lock it here in a second. Nice little spring down. Got that. We now have our 15-minute range all set. I'm taking these trades on Take Profit Trader. Working on getting this to the downside, slowly but surely. And NQ below screen wicked up, wicked down, and still nothing major. Don't need that so big. Floating at $400 drawdown. You can give this approximately this much room, or of course on the other side of structure. But that's all we need. We don't need any more room than that. Don't love this wick. 5-minute time frame, 2 minutes left on that candle. Shot down, didn't continue. Too choppy. Last few Thursdays have been choppy. Thank you. I'm all the way on the 5-minute, trying to absorb some of that noise. Still sitting in that range. Just doing nothing. It looks like really big moves when we're on the small time frame, but on this time frame, it's not doing anything. It's popped up, wick, both directions. Nothing is happening. Literally nothing. And we wait. Don't love this wick as you kind of come close to profit. Start to trail or protect a little bit better. I do think big picture, it's hard when you're on this baby time frame. And I've been thinking a lot about that in terms of my trading. When you're on this baby time frame, you're watching all these outsized moves, just boom, 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 every direction. But if you zoom out and look at the big picture, this great trade overall, I think it's got a lot of potential. I think we're in buyer's territory for NQ and in seller's territory for gold. But it's hard when it's popping all around. More news coming out soon. We're trying. This is the one that I'm holding. I'm gonna wait. Rolling $400. As long as that gets to, I'm not mirroring this to any other accounts, so I'm not gonna make enough on this trade to make up the minis to micros thing, but I'll definitely do okay, which I can live with kind of that. I'm gonna keep one far away for a little while. Give this actual room. Because if we're not breaking back above that 20, I know it's hard to let price move around that much, but if we're not breaking back above that 20, I have no reason to be really getting out. I do want to take off some of this. So some of it's off. And the rest of it, I'll kind of wait a little bit, see if we can't get a little bit further down. And I'm going to take a look at NQ. It's just going sideways. I'm out. Daily limit reached. Good luck. And your daily limit reached? Daily loss limit? Here we go. We're getting the potential buy here. But we really need this. We said to get above that previous wick, and now we've got that kind of evidence that we are looking for. So that's 1, 2, 3. This would be 4 trades, way more than what we need. So it wicked up. Please be careful. I do think if we get out of all the chop on this baby time frame, we have a really clean trade that's going to come up a little bit. That's going to knock me out before I get a chance to do anything. And it knocked me out. Coulda, shoulda, woulda got more. Well, that would have been great.
So shot down.
Yep, gold just shot down.
It tanked. Money. Money.
Money, huh? Yeah, we got to get more excited when we make money because everybody already feels it when you lose money. So you got to get more excited when we make the monies. Absolutely got to. Were you guys in gold? How much did you make on gold?
I made 500. It hit my TP right at the line of the indicator, at the bottom of the indicator.
Nice.
Let's go,
Uh,
Edward. Good job, Ed.
thank
Man.
you, thank you. I
800.
think that's the highest rate I got.
Okay. Hey, in the chat, can you guys put how much you guys made on that gold trade? Pretty please. Or how much you made? I know Annex had she said limit reached on the day. Gold is still going down. I am taking NQ last trade, that's 4, not taking any more than that. I think coming up to this area is a great way to be. I think we've got a really solid trade there in place potentially. But again, trade it at your own discretion. That's 4 trades. So if you have to have room for that. Overall, beautiful. First one chopped up, and then I just got too distracted with the stupid micros to mini thing yet again. And on the day it misfires, on the good day, that's awesome. It's woohoo, look at this, it's a bajillion dollars. But on the bad day, it's like, well, that stinks. Because those accounts would have not hit that. Okay, let's see. First off, I love you. I love you, Tony. Ludwig? Ludwig? I hope I did not make that right. Say that wrong. And Joshua. Gold is still dropping and here and Nasdaq is going up. So we're working slowly.
Jenny,
Yep.
between gold and Nas, I just made 900.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Thank you. Congratulations. $900 on what size account?
I put in one on the mini. I put one contract on each.
I just got knocked out of my NQ trade with my management just up here. So not bad. Good job, guys. One mini each, huh?
I made 465 on NASDAQ on my new Fornox account.
Good job. Can you guys do me a favor, pretty please, and put that in the chat for me? I'm gonna take a screenshot and do the things. Beautiful. First one, not so, again, we followed the rules, so I'm not upset about this trade. I followed the rules, okay? Again, I want to be able to digest losses, because we need to be able to do that. Made $4,595 on the new, that is wild. That is awesome. 4,500.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna correct that. It's 595. It was a typo.
Oh, the typo. Okay, you can correct it, then I'll take a new screenshot.
She's calling things that aren't as how they are.
Hey, listen, I know it's
That's right, Barbara.
What are they? But seriously, 595. Okay, 595 is awesome. That's all we need. News is coming out in 5 minutes. I have no shame on that first trade. I did have a sell side bias, which again wouldn't have been super, super great anyway. This is a different time frame. But I know I wanted to come up and grab this liquidity. Big picture, long picture, nothing to do with futures. I'm, sell side bias. But overall, followed the rules. And that's hard to do with price action like this. It's hard to do and it's hard to sit through. So for that, I'll take it. And I'll take it with a smile. Gold chopped up a little bit at first and beautiful, beautiful trade overall. And let me retake this screenshot. Good job, guys. Gonna still keep tracking this gold. Gold, if you're in this trade, I think has a lot of room. So, but up to the bigger time frame, Sonia, I'll be right there. And then we have a question in the chat as well. I'd like to at least come take out this level. I still think there's a little bit more downside potential as well. So we've got a great trade. If you need your bigger trade that you can kind of put on a micro and let it kind of be your trade on the day, that's awesome. So not a bad way to be. Anybody else make any monies at all? Put it in the chat, pretty please. Come celebrate with us. That's what we're trying to do is build this community up. But onto the chat, Sonia first. I'm on my demo account, so I took gold for a sell. Can you please tell me why Tradeovate keeps rejecting my order? It's frustrating. Do you have room in your account?
Hello.
Hello, Miss Sonia. You want to
Hi,
share
how
your
are
screen?
you?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
I was okay, but I am getting a little bit frustrated. Obviously, I'm doing something wrong. Um, I keep on trying to put orders in, so I was listening to what you were saying about gold, and as it started to do what it was doing, I pressed sell, and it just says order rejected. So I changed my stop loss, changed some values, and it still says order rejected. So I'm not sure, what I'm doing wrong, why it's not taking the order.
Okay, do you want to share your screen?
She probably
Um,
lost the account, Jenny. That's what happened when you upload that account. They reject the orders.
That's what I'm guessing you lost the account with the trailing drawdown. If I 10 to 1, I 1,000% agree with whoever I think Crypto says C. 10 to 1, we're probably right.
So actually, that was another question I had yesterday because when I'm using Tradeovate with TradingView, I'm only at the bottom of the in the trading panel. All I'm able to see is my account balance, and it's not moving things like my initial margin or margin maintenance. So there's nothing to tell me if I'm within my trailing stop loss situation. So you guys may be right, but where do I find that data?
So again, do you want to share your screen and I
Give me
might
one
can
second.
kind of walk you through it a little bit?
Um, so it'll have to be on yours and then.
Hey, look, we're all human here. I know everybody wants to come to the table correct and be perfect, but I am the first to say I am vastly far from perfect, right? Ooh, just requested my first payout while in class. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. You requested your first payout on Take Profit Trader? Hold on, I just saw that. Congratulations.
Yes, ma'am, Jenny, I did.
Okay, good job.
Thank you.
That's freaking awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jenny.
You are welcome.
Can you see the screens, Jenny?
No, no, I cannot see your screen.
Does it have to be on the same page as, because I have it on a different tab. Is that okay? Or does it have to be on the same page
Oh,
as
wait, wait. Ah, I fixed it. I can see your screen now. I was the problem. See? Told you. Gold is still dropping, you guys. NQ is still rising. Okay, so you probably should log into TradingView. Well, Tradeovate. Let's log into Tradeovate.
Sorry, could you say that again, please?
I need you to log into Tradeovate so we can see.
And then go down.
No. I mean, you have the 5,000 tabs you have at the top. You're as bad as me. It's okay, no judgment. We should start a tab anonymous group, but I need you to go to tradeovate.com.
Okay, 1 second. Move this out there.
Gold is still dropping.
Hey, just for the sake of YouTube, can she do the login off and then come back onto your thing so we don't have to edit it out later? Thanks.
Oh, so come off?
No, here. Yeah, let me go. You log into your Tradeovate and then we'll share your screen again. Gold is tanking, you guys.
It just broke the bottom of the daily.
Yeah, it was overdue. Yeah, definitely. If you look at the higher time frame, it was heading down. There was a lot of room down, and finally it decided to pull back some.
Look at that, man. So let me know when you're in your Tradeovate account.
Okay, will do.
Let's see. Holy cow. We're pulling up a little bit now. NQ is going up 0.7. In comparison, this is not a huge move to the upside. Okay, it's a move, but it's not a huge move comparatively to what we were seeing for all those weeks. So it's kind of hard also to digest this as large or not large, given the outsized moves we were seeing for so long. This is down going on 1%. This is up going on 0.75%.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, so now we can share your screen. Okay, so now share your screen and we'll go over it together. Stop share. All right. Whew, this is gonna be fun, fun, fun. Are you ready? So I'm assuming you don't trade on this for the most part, right?
Yeah, I'm new to the whole shebang, so I'm just trying to keep up.
Okay, so can I ask for remote control?
Sure.
Okay, because it's just I can talk about what I'm doing when I'm doing it, but if I walk you through, it's gonna take a really long time. So I'm gonna request remote control. Okay. I'm not gonna make any trades or anything along those lines, but I'm just gonna get to all where we need to be. So if I have click to start, there we go. So there we go. I'll try this again. I'm not gonna turn that off on your behalf. So we've got one chart. I'm gonna close the DOM. I mean, if you use it, I'll show you how to get it back on. And all this stuff is not super important, but now that we've got a little bit more of a screen that we can go through, up here on the top left, you can click on this button, scroll down and go to accounts. There they are. So yeah, I have to hover this. I don't know that it's going to work. So I grab it, I hold, and I bring it down. Okay. This is your account currently. Your open positions is 0, and you'll notice you've got no real columns on here to kind of give us information. So in order to get the columns on here, we're going to click on this little settings, come over here. Okay, so we can go to account status. You can turn on as much or as little as you want of this. I have on exposed positions, which isn't significant at this time, but just to show you what I have on, dollar, might not come out exactly the same, but cash, either way, distance to daily drawdown limit, okay, distance to auto liquidation, this is the information you need. These are the 3, and you can decide which of your distance to liquid only, dollar P&L. That's the information you really are going to need to see. There's multiple different views of the same information, so you get to decide which one works better for you.
Okay.
Account liquid started, auto liquid started, auto liquids. I don't know why the stopped is on there because I don't think I've ever seen that on. But auto liquid started. So let's go see if this is a liquidated account. This was right now, you are down on the account, so it started. Today's the 22nd. So you liquidated your account today.
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 Okay.
Your distance to drawdown is negative. The parentheses means it's negative. So likely you ran in, because this is only $2,000, likely you ran it up and then ran it back down. So you don't have $4,000 worth of drawdown room. If you already made 2,000 and then brought it back down, okay, it changes your drawdown room.
Okay, so I was up 2,000. So it then means, can you help me with that part, please? So
So
1,000, so go on, carry
I'm
on.
gonna go here. I'm gonna go to trade performance. Again, I have to hold it down and I'm gonna put it on this little tab there. Okay. Does this have so total loss $2,600? That means you had $2,600 in distance to drawdown today. That's what you lost on today. I forget how to do it on here. I'm trying to use Tradeovate for the most part, but I know there's a way you can extend the history of it. Are you trading minis?
Are you saying then, that I signed up via Apex for this, so this month's allocation I've lost and I have to wait till next month. Is that what we mean?
Yeah, well, first, this is Apex, so please don't buy another challenge right now. It's not worth buying another challenge right now. They're more expensive than they need to be, or than I should say than their best price. So Apex doesn't have their 80% off right now. So I can't even say, hey, yeah, you can go get another challenge. You have the option of resetting with a lot of these prop firms, but in my opinion, for the most part, with the exception of Take Profit Trader, that's typically not worth it to pay the reset fee.
Okay.
I think with Take Profit Trader, it is. You'd have to do the math and, your account size and all the many variables that go into it. But whatever the billing date on this is, when this rebills, you'll get a new account.
Right. Okay. But so are you saying, because this is the thing that I couldn't see, there's a way of having my trailing and all that information on the screen so I would have seen how close I was.
Yeah, you got to trade on this. You got to have Tradeovate open. Like, so this distance to drawdown, which one is it? Oh, mine says distance, DIST is what I have at the top of mine, okay? So I don't even have that one on here for you. But I can see on my distance, I have $2,432 to distance, or like the ones that closed today with a negative 600. Let's just use that as an example. They closed between a negative 600 and $700, and then that account froze for the day because I have it locked that way to protect me from what just happened to you.
Right.
The distance I have now, while the account is up, right? The account has, let's say, $5,260 in it. The account is up, okay? But my distance to draw down is $1,661. So I don't have a $2,500 buffer. I have a $1,000 buffer.
Right.
And if you don't have this up, you can't know that.
Okay.
Like, so learning to trade on this platform or having this up bare minimum is super, super, super imperative in my opinion.
And so do you have that on a separate screen? Because you can still just flick from one to the other.
I have a lot of stuff on all my screens, yeah. So I have two Tradeovate windows open, and then I've got my VPS to the left, which has Ninja Trader up. And then to the right, I have one template with three different views of Trading View that have the hour, the 15, and then the 1 or 2 minute up there, right? Usually the 2 minute or the 5 minutes on the top. This way I'm not looking at the too small of a time frame, because that super small time frame is, it sketches you out a little bit, But in my opinion, you kind of really need to see this stuff, okay? You need to trade somewhere where you can see this, because which I want to make sure this is on for you too. Hold on. What is it called? It's distance. Daily loss limit. It's
Have it on the right. Is that not? Oh, I'm pointing to the screen.
I'm sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it not the 5, the fifth one down? It's not that. Isn't that not what you're talking
1,
about?
2, 3, 4, 5.
On
Nope.
the right column.
Nope, it's not.
Oh.
Not the same view. Mine just says distance on the top. So auto liquidated start, cash amount. And to know this stuff is super important. Initial margin, liquid only. Net liquid. Hold on. Let me come over here. I'm gonna have to check on mine because I have no idea what my distance is. So select columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Distance to net liquid. Oh, yeah, you have it. This one. You're right. You're right. But yours is negative right now. So this right here is the one that you really need to be looking at. Okay. This right here is what you're really tracking.
Okay.
So distance to drawdown.
Right. Okay. All right. It definitely makes a little bit more sense now.
Are you trading minis or micros?
Micros. For the most part.
Okay.
Because as I say, literally all of this is new. So sometimes I look, say your screen's up and I look and I just copy the letters and then afterwards I think, yeah, maybe that was a mini, and then I try and change it to a micro.
Yeah, probably micro. Okay, so on my bigger accounts, so like I have 150K accounts with Take Profit Trader, and then a $300,000 account with Apex. Those are the ones I kind of trade on just to be the top leader account. Um, but on a $50,000 account or even a $100,000 account, I don't think there's a lot of room in there for minis. Well, depending on the broker, I know there's different variables and et cetera, but well, here, more accurately, I don't think there's a lot of room in there for minis for a new person in New York Open with those three elements. You can technically trade a mini pretty easily during Asian session or even during pre-market, but trading a mini during New York Open with limited experience, I think is a very hard place to be in.
Okay. So to do micros if I'm doing the New York Open session.
Yeah, honestly, I'm even considering using micros like for New York Open because I do so well in my pre-market trade. Sometimes if I'm present for the afternoon, I do so well in my afternoon trade that it's astonishing to see how much risk I'm taking on to barely make the same amount just to kind of control all the wiki stuff that happens in New York Open.
You know, when you say pre-market, so how much before the official market open time are you calling pre-market?
Um, the pre-market is defined by 4 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, okay.
So that's not my definition, it's the definition. That is what pre-market is. So for me, when I'm taking my pre-market trade, here comes NQ right back down. What level did that just hit? Sorry. I got distracted with NQ. But my pre-market, I like 7 a.m. I like 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as a breakout and or a continuation with like JGS kind of thing. Just to give you an idea, this is of course a perfect example, and no, not every day will be a perfect example, but this is 7 o'clock. I came into my office. We had a unique morning this morning versus other mornings with Noah, so his schedule is different. We come in here, we get this nice move down. That happens in and around 7:30. We get this move up. That happens at 8:30. So 8 a.m. is here. We shot down 7 a.m., which I wasn't present for this, but we moved up, right? You get that kind of like move at the beginning of a candle, the beginning of the
I
hourly.
can see my screen.
Oh, you can stop sharing.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Let me do
No,
that
you're
again.
you're okay. You're okay. 2,600 is a lot on micros. Like it's a lot. I to give you an idea, that's an opening bell move and it's only one, but on one mini, my account that I had the safety nets kind of set it up for, we're down 600 on one mini for that whole move. This big move, like the biggest candle on the day. So 2,600, how many micros are you trading?
Two.
How many micros are you trading?
You mean how many contracts?
I'm sorry, one more time, 5 contracts?
No, do you mean how many contracts? Is that what you mean?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Two.
2. Okay. Okay.
But no, what you've covered now has been really helpful. At least I know where to find the information on Tradeovate because it was a bit of a mystery. I just didn't know where it was.
When I covered NAS,
No, what you've just done on Tradeovate, so you've
uh-huh.
now showed me where I find all the values, and I was basically trading blind because I didn't have that up. So I was saying that's been very useful.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like honestly, I don't think trading on TradingView is a good idea. I'll keep saying the same thing. I don't think trading on TradingView is a good idea. I mean, can you make some money? Sure, you can technically make some money. I'm not at all opposed to that. I just think long term, I think you're missing the boat for long-term money management. And don't get me wrong, what I'm doing over here with all these darn accounts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So that means yesterday's great day and today's hopefully break even day, right?
Yeah.
What I'm doing with both of that is not being fiscally smart or like great proper money management. Right now, I'm testing things. I'm trying to get them to work in a certain way when it comes to all these different accounts. But if you're trying to manage an account, think of yourself as a fiscally responsible for that money. Okay, so I've had this what is it called, affordable indicator thing tell me, look, that's 3 million some odd dollars in management. If you were managing $3 million, would you not know what's happening with how much room you have on and take a trade on Tradeovate if you were managing $1 million?
Yeah.
Because $1 million is what? It's only 20 accounts with Apex. That's 20 accounts, 20 50K accounts. That's $1 million in financial capital. Now, I know we don't look at it that way because those accounts costed $30 or whatever, right? I know that we don't see it that way, but and I know that we only have access to 2,000 of that. So I think that also messes with our mindset versus like the 50,000. But the truth is you're managing the equivalent of $1 million in value if you're managing, 20 Apex accounts, for example. So the idea to that is we treat it very, very seriously. So if it means you need another screen, it means you have another screen with Tradeovate on the side. If it means, hey, I need to learn this new platform, if it means new rules, if it means whatever, I think that's really, really important because if you were managing $1 million and you worked at a hedge fund, you would want all of the data you need available on that screen, right? You wouldn't want to trade blind, not knowing all the different elements that go into it. If I had to guess, and I don't know, I could probably bounce around your screen on Tradeovate. You probably had some ghost orders, okay? Meaning when you take a trade here, it prints an order, and then it stays on the screen. And if you're not logged into Tradeovate, you can't see that. And TradingView is notorious for the ghost orders, meaning you bought and sold, but then there was a pending order. That pending order might not be visible here, but it's visible and active on Tradeovate. So now you've just lost your whole account probably based off of that. Because two micros for $2,600. And what time did you start trading today? Did you trade last night?
Tried in the London Open, just having a look. So I may have taken a couple this morning because it's now 3:15 in the afternoon here.
Okay, gotcha. So very likely what if I had to guess, and I don't have any evidence of this because I don't know where your trades are at on your chart, but if I had to guess, you were taking trades somewhere in here and you had a leftover order on the screen somewhere. And it activated. It's like if you were trying to buy here and you had a sell stop for a stop loss, that order, activated and then you were in drawdown this whole time. Because in my opinion, on two micros, unless you were trading a crap ton of instruments, I think you would need this whole move. Here, let's go find out. Hold on, just out of curiosity, just so you know. Okay, so if there wasn't accidentally an order open, to give you an idea. $100. So this whole move, okay, I'm gonna try to get it to here on two micros, okay, is only, what is that? Because we said there's $100 risk, right? So that's $600, this whole move. So if this whole move went against you with two micros, that's only $600 of a loss. So even if you lost this whole move and this whole move, that's only $1,200 on two micros.
Right.
So my guess is you probably had some kind of a ghost order just sitting there that you didn't see, and likely more than one, because this move is also. Go ahead.
Can I say, I have been looking on YouTube because I literally do not know how to use the platform to see how you place a trade on that Tradeovate ladder thing, but I don't know how to do it. So I have been doing it on the TradingView screen, and I have heard you say you don't trade on TradingView, but I don't know how to do it. So I've been trying to learn.
Are you trying to trade on mobile?
No, I'm on a desktop.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, that ladder thing that comes up on Tradeovate? I have no idea how to use that. Because that's what you mean. If you're not actually placing the trade on Trading View,
Are you talking about the DOM with all the different numbers of the
yes,
orders that are in? Yeah,
yes,
you can minimize that screen, and then just use open up your chart, whichever chart that you're trading on, and on the top you'll see where they have the bid and the ask, and if you wherever you want to buy a market order, and then you just put the amount of contracts, and obviously it'll be the red for the sell and the green for any buy contracts that you want to do.
I understand that part, but what I was trying to question was, I thought Miss Jenny said she never trades using the Trading View buttons. So I'm kind of asking, well, where
No,
do
the
you
Trading
place?
View platform. So you have two
Oh,
platforms that you can use, either Trading View, which is on Jenny's screen right now, to execute your orders, or you can go to Tradeovate, which is a complete different platform, the one that she was showing you all your stats and everything in there. That's
yes,
what she's mentioned, that she solely uses that platform for all execution. So that's where you'd be doing your execution and all your orders.
yes. But what I'm asking is, because literally, I don't know, before Uncle P mentioned this, I'd never seen um futures before or anything. So I'm kind of at the bottom of my learning curve. So I on Tradeovate, I see that ladder which you're calling the DOM, but I can't find videos on how I actually place an order using that DOM. So I'm kind of trying to learn on the job. I don't know how you use that ladder, is what I'm saying. How can I find out how you actually place trades on that ladder?
Give me 5 minutes. It's 10:30. Give me 5 minutes. Okay. 5 minutes and we'll go through it.
Okay.
Deal?
Yes.
I've never bought one. Oh, let's find out. Starter, expert. I don't know the difference in any of these things. So, oh, that's a nice. That's probably.
Well, is there a reason that you would want to use the DOM? Because for efficiency purposes, not many people, day traders use that for execution.
I I am open to suggestion. I thought that Miss Jenny said not to place it on TradingView. So let me re-ask the question that I have. Where do you place your market execution?
Don't worry. I think a lot of people are confused about. Give me 5 minutes, okay?
Okay. Okay, no problem.
I
Thank
need
you.
5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. So hang out, ask other questions. Anybody else have a question, a trade that they're looking at? I have no idea if this is a good one or not. I really wish I had some kind of a let's
Hey,
try.
Scott, are you available?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Just while Jenny's pulling it up to get some small talk. What's your views? I'm really interested on your views with the when we saw the drop yesterday in the market. How that was attributed to the lower bond numbers that actually came in. How do you see that as far as fundamentally affecting the markets and what we're looking at as far as long-term stocks and what we should be looking at, moving forward, how this may affect us and what we are looking at as far as with it, trading on a regular basis?
Yeah, we got a few things going on. There's a lot of risk metrics that are kind of moving against us. The House bill or the tax bill just passed, was it the Senate? And it, it passed one house and it's moving to another house. So there's kind of a push-pull thing there. There are good things for taxpayers in that bill. And it is also going to, it's seen as a revenue decrease, even though it's just keeping things the same as they have been, for the government, which is going to weigh on debt. So there's this push and pull on that. And I think there's a lot of disagreement as it moves forward as to what's a good plan and what's a bad plan. The market seems to be looking at the individual pieces of a larger plan. And, they kind of lose sight of things as far as what the total aspect is, but because things get passed one thing at a time, it's it falls into place bit by bit. And if any one of those pieces falls, then the whole plan can disintegrate. So it's a tight wire act that the administration is doing to try to get their plans implemented. And what they want to do is get significant growth going in the US so that growth can help pay off debt. So that's the plan. But there are so many pieces to this, you know, because we were heading for a or we were in a debt explosion, you know, since about 21, the debt is just really blown up, and that bill has got to come due sometime or another. So, you know, we've got a few things going on. The dollar has been falling relative to other currencies, which means that foreign investment is pulling out. The treasury rates have been going up. The 30-year treasury went over 5%. It was up at 5 1/8, something like that, this morning. The 10-year treasuries are up at, they're up over 4.5% for the 10 years. And so that makes debt more expensive. The financing for the national debt is done at the 10-year level. Gold going up has been, you know, investors putting money into safety, which has been causing the push in gold up. Gold is selling off today, but not hugely, but we've got a little bit of a trend line coming down from a peak that happened in the neighborhood of the 21st of February to another one on the 6th of May. And you draw a trend line. We just sort of bounced off that trend line. That's a downward facing trend line. So gold seems to be selling off. And as a result, we're seeing money moving into risk-on assets. So that's causing SPY to make pushes up, but we have been in a retracement of SPY because gold was also pushing up. So you get this rotation into safety and then rotation into risk.
Over and over again.
Yeah. So the other thing we've had going on is that the VIX has fallen significantly since the bottom. The VIX is something we don't talk about much. They call it the volatility index, but you can think of it more as a fear index. So it's created by looking at the balance of put sellers, you know, when put sellers and, you know, call sellers or purchasers, I guess I should say, when there are a lot of puts being purchased on the market, on the larger market, that causes the VIX to spike up. And what that is saying is that there are plenty of investors paying good money to try to protect the downside. And so that is how the fear is measured, and that's how the VIX is calculated. So we've had the VIX has pulled back significantly. It's kind of gotten down into a warm, fuzzy area. And yesterday it made a big spike up. This morning at the open, it made a push up and it's pulled back down. We're basically sitting in doji material, but there was a big gap fill.
Okay, wait, guys, sorry. I was going to try to be patient. But Sonia, just to get back to Tradeovate, thank you, Jonathan and Scott. I think that's a great discussion point. Definitely worth continuing. Never mind, it's pulling back now. Go figure. Kind of love that. It doesn't matter. It's just an eval account. I went and signed up, got a new eval account. Okay. So let's do this. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Scott. I am gonna gently interrupt for a second and talk about Tradeovate. So does everyone have their ears on? Everybody have specific questions on Tradeovate? Sherry, we can do questions and answers. Copy that to my browser. Support at Tradeovate. Okay, I'm just checking the chats for a second. Okay, so I'm on Tradeovate. This is an eval account. I'm gonna make mistakes. That's okay. Okay. We're below the 20 moving average. That's all this is the 20. In theory, the VWAP should be on here, but we don't see it right now. So pretty simple chart. Okay, nothing major. So I'm going to zoom in. And if we're breaking above this, kind of JGS style, if we're breaking below this, okay, kind of retest JGS style, I'm going to take a trade. It's just for conversation purposes. I'm going to turn off my management, okay, just so you can see that that doesn't, the reason why I'm such a stickler on, I want to trade on certain platforms. And at this point, I've proven I can get good at some things, and there's some other things that I'm still breaking and or are broken from their own stuff, trying to figure it out. So we're bearish candle. I don't know how many seconds left on this candle. 5 seconds, maybe. I want to see it break below this area. If we break below, we're going to take a sell. All these companies track all the stuff you do, so that kind of sucks, but it's okay. We're not getting any kind of a setup, so no kind of a setup. You guys are trying to trade from the DOM. I don't know why. If you don't know the DOM, you probably shouldn't have it turned on, okay? I don't even know how to get to that DOM, super DOM. Okay, so you have to grab it and hold it, and I'm going to put it here. There you go. We don't have to trade from this at all. Like once this loads, we don't have to trade from this at all. So not super, oh, this isn't subscribed, to go figure. I might have to go approve things because I just approved this account. Waiting to break out of this little flag area. And then I'll take a trade, okay? We don't need the DOM. There's buy and sell buttons up here. Do you guys see that? There's buy and sell buttons at the very, very top of your situation here. And if you don't have one on one tab, when this first loads, it's going to be on another. So we're selling now, we're breaking below. We're going to sell by market, means I enter now, okay? I'll go figure. This is turned back on. Turn that off. Okay, so sell by market means I'm entering in right now. You guys all see how that works? Very, very simple. Because I had automatic management on, it popped my take profit and my stop loss onto the screen, okay? If I didn't have automatic management on, that would not have happened, okay? So I hit sell market, it enters the market exactly where the market is. I'm going to exit that trade. So in order to exit my trades, I come up here and I click the button that says exit at market and cancel all orders. A lot of people have the habit of click, 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 click. Why? Because of all those ghost orders, all those pending orders you don't see or maybe floating around somewhere on the chart outside of your view. So now we went through a sell market. We're pushing up. Excuse me. We're going to buy, but this time instead of buying market, I'm going to buy the bid. So just all that did was it placed the order slightly below where price was at. So instead of buying at market, I'm going to buy kind of like just kind of taking up some of that spread, right? So I'm going to buy slightly lower than where it was. And again, my automatic management is on, so it kind of drops the stop loss and a take profit that I can literally just drag. I come over here and I can move it around as I see fit. Mind you, if you're connecting this software to TradingView, or if you're connecting this software to NinjaTrader, or really any other thing in the world, you're going to have things that moving this a whole bunch is going to lag that up. It's going to cause problems. So moving it is something you need to be aware of, does have an impact. It's not like on, your previous trading experience where you can just move this as much as you want and it's totally fine. That's not an option. So again, if I want to close out of this position, I can close it with an X for my pending orders. There's an X. If I need to close an order that is open right now, I have to come all the way up here and hit the exit and market close. And again, most people click, 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 click. But all again, very, very simple. But instead of doing that, I'm going to do something else. So of course, now it's going in my favor. There's a lot of options that you have here. I can cancel orders, cancel offers, cancel bids. Reverse and cancel is very interesting. Okay, I kind of don't want to do that right now because we're pushing up, but I'm going to show you. So again, exit and that exit all closes all your trades. And this is a very important button because it's probably what cost you the account that we just saw on screen, is not having access to this very button. Any instrument you trade, when you're done trading on the day, coming in here and going to whatever instruments you traded, whether that's MNQ or gold or oil or ES, you come find that chart and you hit exit, 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 and be done. Okay.
Okay.
Now, let's say we're in a trade. I'm going to turn this off. Let's say we're in a trade. I'm going to sell by market and we see it's reversing against us. Of course, it's going in our favor when I want to show something. And we say, okay, wait, I'm following a certain set of rules. I can also choose to come in here and go reverse and cancel. all that did was it took the order that I previously had as a sell and now turn it into a buy. So that reverses the order and cancels it. Cancel all orders. Okay, let's see. What else? We've got some questions on terms of management. Before I go into management, also notice, like, the person who was talking about NinjaTrader having that feature on the chart that you can buy at the bottom of the top of a candle. Let's say this is now breaking out of that flag, so I want to buy only if, or sell only if we get below that level. I can left click on the chart and click sell stop. Okay, if I want to sell it, or come up here and hit left click again and hit buy stop if I want to buy it, right? So we're in profit, we're moving, et cetera, et cetera. Pulling all the way back up. Oh, don't like the wick it's forming. I'm going to go cancel all. The yes is already moving to the downside. Okay. A lot of selling pressure here. Okay. What else? Let me think. So again, you can left click on the chart and do a sell limit. Left click on the chart and do a buy stop. That's if you want to buy it or sell it, that's what you're doing. Remember that in futures, the opposite is your stop loss and or take profit. I'm going to say that one more time. In futures, if I'm buying this instrument, the only way I can get out is if I have a sell order, a sell stop or a sell limit based off of my stop loss or my take profit. If I am selling this, my stop losses are a buy limit or a buy order. So it's the opposite, right? They're always the opposite. Okay. What else? I don't trade with Dom. I'm sure there's somebody much smarter than me who can kind of teach you the stuff that I don't know. But honestly, I don't know them, so I can't help with that. And I don't think you need to. And if you don't know about Dom, I don't think it's wise to spend a lot of time there. And then, of course, one of the biggest reasons why I think people need Tradeovate is, again, this exit all button. Okay. If I'm selling, unlike on other platforms, if I sell this instrument, okay, there's just one little micro contract. Okay, I can have my management come in. And the blessing is, for the most part, 100% of the time, these orders will disappear properly. On TradingView and even on NinjaTrader, that's not the case. So on Tradeovate, you need these orders to disappear because you don't want to be selling this. Maybe you're up $2,000 and price reverse overnight, and you didn't know that this order was here. Now this activates, and then you're in drawdown because it reversed again. Like, so if it does this action literally like it did last night, we don't want that. We don't want those orders left behind. So trading here stops that. And then, of course, last but not least, if you're watching all of this, I don't know that I knew what this started with. I'm guessing $2,000. But this distance to drawdown, yes, I might have a $2,000 trailing max or whatever it is on this broker. Okay. I have a $2,000, but I have used some of that. And if I run this account up, let's say $5,200, and then run it back down to, let's say, 49,000. Okay. And I haven't lost the account in my mind because I still haven't lost $2,000, right? The simple math, plus and minus. This makes sense to us. That's not how it works. And I'll get my annotate out for this. If you are up on your account, okay, at this point, and you let the account come back down to this point, you have lost the account if your size is, if you're sizing that way or whatever. So the $2,000, on Apex, it's 2,500, okay? Wow, that writing. It's the different mouse I have. I'm sorry. It's a big old gumpy mouse. This $2,500 is constantly moving. So once you get your high watermark, if your account was 5,100, for example, now you only have a total of 1,500 in drawdown. If your account got to 5,200 and then you're letting it pull back down, the amount that you can risk on that, okay, what is that? I don't know what that math is, but you get the idea. It's constantly moving. It's moving with you as the chart is going up. As your P&L is going up or down, okay? You don't have a flat $2,000 or a flat $2,500 to work with like you did on like prop firms for Forex if you've ever done that. I've never done those. So So this is Tradeovate. This is every single thing. It's to set up a template. We'll go over that in a second, and we'll set up management because I know Joshua was talking about it.
Just so I can understand the example you was just giving. So I had 100,000 account. Say it got to 102,000, and let's pretend the trailing max amount was 2,500. Are you saying that once I've got it up to 102,000, it could only go back down to $50? In other words, I have to keep on adding to that, which is obviously the point of the account, keeping it positive, keeping it positive. But should I take a loss because I've already made 2,000 of the 2,500? Sorry, yeah, I've only got a 500 amount that I could possibly lose. Is that what you mean?
So don't quote me. I don't think I've ever had
Just an example, but yes.
I don't think I've ever had an Apex $100,000 account, so I don't know the exact numbers. But on Apex $100,000 account, what is the distance to draw down? Like 3,500 or something like that? What is that number?
I can't remember. So I was just going to go with that 2,500
Okay,
example.
but 2,500. The reason why we protect our profits so much and that distance to that trailing drawdown is so significant and it's such a talked about thing. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. Okay. I think I've mostly solved for that. I'm mostly over that problem because now I can set really good settings and kind of lock profits pretty quick. But the truth is, look, if you're up this much money, you can't go back down. So like if when your account starts out, you have $50,000 account, your account can't go below 47,500, right? That's the minimum balance on your account or you lose the account. So the minimum balance on this account, let's see if I can't add that column. I have no idea what column it is.
Well, Jenny, too, when you get a chance, when you go back to the main screen, also show that option on the top there with the drop down arrow right by the balance and all of that. That's another form, other than what you put on the lower portion of the screen, of being able to look at your drawdown and where you are in the account.
Okay. Does anybody know which one of these shows like the minimum that your account can be? What I forget. Total available margin.
You don't think she blew her consistency rule, do you?
No, no. There's no consistency rule on the evals.
I
Liquid
don't use that.
order.
I just use the easiest, quickest way for me is I just use the arrow on the top. Like if you X out of that real quick, and then right next to where it says the 00 USD, see the little arrow there? Click that, and then when you see, yeah, right here it says trailing max drawdown, and then put the mouse over the numbers there, and then it shows you where it is, and then that updates, so it tells you on the top there your total P&L. It's in the negative for the day of 156. If you're in the positive and you've closed the account, and let's say on this account, what is with the $2,000 drawdown, let's say we made $500 in the positive, so we have a positive balance of 2,500. Then when you take your next trade, when you open this bar up here and you put it on the trailing drawdown, you'll see what your new trailing drawdown is if your trade goes into the negative, even though you're on positive dollar amount for the day. So you continually have to, look at that and pay attention to that, as well as what Jenny has on the bottom of your account. And I guess to make it less confusing, Sonia, like what Jenny is saying ultimately, well, what she said in a few different ways is that if you are in the positive on the account, regardless of wherever it is, until you've reached that buffer. So if your total buffer that you have to be is, $2,000 in positive before the trailing drawdown is null and void. In the meantime, while you're trying to reach that buffer, if you have $1,000 of equity in the account and you execute a new trade and you go down $500 and you've taken a loss on the account for $500, that now means that your trailing drawdown is 1,500, even though your account is positive, because you haven't met the buffer metrics for the trailing drawdown yet.
I get it. I'm writing it down, but yeah, I think I get what you just said. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
Let me see
lovely.
if I
Thank
can
you for
pull
that.
this PA account. Hold on. So trailing drawdown max. I'm trying to see a good example of that off screen, but I just don't have one to explain that to you any better. But as your account is going up, it's always going to be that's going up. So if you start losing and you take a couple losses back to back, it's gonna affect it. So 2 or 3 days of losing, especially with a $2,600 day on micros, I'm guessing what happened is you had ghost orders somewhere in here. Because to me, and I think Jonathan would agree and other people would agree, um, Apex has a consistency rule. That is all coming soon. Thank you, Brinka. But honestly, like, gosh, I totally forgot what I was just gonna say. It just keeps moving with you. Okay. That's the whole point. Is it if you are consistently losing a couple of days in a row, you've already lost your trailing drawdown, especially with the $2,600. I think everyone on the call would agree $2,600 on 2 micros, very unlikely with the moves we've had this morning. You were on MNQ, or did you have like multiple pairs?
No, I was doing gold
You were doing gold?
micros this morning.
Well, gold micros are expensive too, but I mean, I can even pull up gold micro to same thing we showed here. So this whole move is only $600. So even 2 of these, if you had multiple pending orders, but if I went to gold, we're going to see something along the same lines. I mean, gold's a little bit more expensive, but not dynamically so. So to give you an idea, this whole move back up, man, that just beautiful tank. So this whole move, I'm trying to get to it too. There you go. Is open piano. $500. So this home move is about $500. This home move is about $500 on 2 contracts.
You know what? Through all the conversation, and thank you everybody for your input. I know what happened because when I first opened the account, I got like four winning trades straight away. So I was immediately up over the 100,000. I was like 1,400 up. But then obviously when I lost a few, that trailing stop, not stop, that trailing ratio thing, and bearing in mind I couldn't see the figures, that's obviously kicked in because I went up immediately, then I dropped back down. So that's obviously where I've lost the account, but I didn't realize. But now I know where to find the numbers. Then I'll know for next time.
Yeah,
Hey,
honestly,
Jenny,
yes, sir.
so at the bottom of your screen right there where it says accounts,
Mm-hmm.
if you go up to that cross on the top left-hand side, I have mine set to mine says dollar open, dollar total, PNL, distance to daily loss, distance loss limit, distance drawdown, and distance to liquidation. And it shows everything. It shows the drawdown when you're trading, it shows how much profit you've got, and it shows your total profit. So I watch that constantly.
This information is super important. Like we can't just trade blindly on Tradeovate or on TradingView or even on Ninja. Ninja doesn't give an accurate enough picture, in my opinion. You need to know this stuff. But there was a couple other questions on this. The person who sent me a DM, please book with Joe if you're having struggles with any of that stuff. Uh, but I will also DM you as well before I hop off. So if you're on the Zoom still, check your DM before you end this Zoom, and I will answer that. It's a very long paragraph, so I will answer all of that to the best of my ability before I end this Zoom, so you will have the response because I don't know if I have you on Telegram or Discord. So, um, moving beyond that, Apex has a consistent rule of 30% only on funded. Okay, only once you're funded. So today I was barely by the skin of my chin okay with that loss hitting that, but that's okay, is what it is. I want to talk about Tradeovate for a few minutes. Let's try to stay on topic, and then hopefully the editor can actually cut out the random portions of this and make a whole Tradeovate video that just helps people learn Tradeovate because everyone says they can't find that video. So, Joshua, you said there was something you couldn't find on YouTube for Tradeovate. What was it? I'm 90% sure it was this, right? Wait, I have it on my desk. How to take an order on Tradeovate. That was one of them, right? So how to take an order on Tradeovate. Can't find it. There you go. We have that portion of this video. You can take one with the Dom. I'm not the expert there, so by all means, please find somebody else who can answer that question about the Dom, because I am not that girl. Somebody else hopefully will be. Other than that, make sure every time you sign up with an account with Take Profit Trader, Apex, or wherever you're using a Tradeovate login from, first thing you have to do is you have to approve all the approvals on Tradeovate as you first log in. That's its own process. I can't show you that because I'm already done with that. But once you're in here, you're going to have a really messy screen. So let's talk about how to set up a template. And then, of course, before we get to the template, we need to come over here and approve all the add-ons. So I'm going to go here, and anything that's free, I'm adding on. I'm trying to get people to stop spending money as much as possible. If you really need something and you even know what it is, by all means, buy it. But if you don't know what it is and you don't need it, then don't buy it. Okay? Pretty simple. Let's stop giving away all of our hard-earned money. So you find that here in add-ons. You find add-ons in this nice little triple line up here on the top right of your screen. You're going to want to go ahead and approve all of that. You'll also notice, since I'm already over here, you've got accounts, you've got subscriptions, you've got profile, preferences, preferences, you can go light to dark, security, transfer and payments, add-ons, and API. What I want to do before I get out of this little section is come over here to where it says, whoopsie. There we go. Your accounts. So you might have a bunch of accounts if this is Apex. If not, you guys get the idea. But here we are. Click on risk settings. You'll notice Take Profit Trader, this does not work. It won't stay. That's the only drawback to Take Profit Trader. That, and then the, rules, like once you're in, you can't make as much. But otherwise, I think they're a phenomenal prop firm, and I'm very excited about working with them. In here's where you're going to go ahead and add the hard locks on your account. So you can add a daily loss limit. Let's say you're trying to be protective. You're trying to learn the skill, not make money. Now, nobody wants to do that. Everyone wants to make money because YouTube is making money, right? But maybe while you're learning the skill, consider coming in here and go $500, okay? And that's it. It's all you're allowed to lose on the day. It will protect your account because this will auto liquidate your account when it hits that target, okay? Now, the downside to this versus Project X is you can actually come in here and undo it, but I probably shouldn't tell you that. Weekly loss limit, weekly profit target, those are all great too. Also, profit target. Remember, if you hit your profit target on the day, 1-to-1, okay, it'll lock your account. So at least it'll protect all of your gains. And then now you really have to consider, do you want to trade more, okay? Because you're up on the day, you're green on the day. And while you're learning the skill, that's all you need. Or, of course, you can go 2-to-1, but that might be a harder target to hit if you're still kind of new and trading micros. So that's how you're going to save all this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and save this in here because I'm already in here. So I've got about a 1.5 to 1, okay, of what I'm looking for on the day. I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now I've got that saved. Went through all of that information in terms of Tradeovate. Now we're in here. It probably looks messy. You've got a lot of open windows everywhere. You can close those windows by hitting the X next to anything that you see that you don't want to see. Okay, whatever that is that you're seeing you don't want to see, you can hit the X. Remember, you can add it all back. You're not going to lose anything. You can do no wrong. Okay, you can do no wrong whatsoever. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It's selling down now. But anyways, I digress. Woo. Once you're in here, you're going to want to set up a template to a way that your eyes see best. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and kind of edit this particular one. When you hover the mouse over the top left of your screen, you get a lot of options and it's a lot to learn. So starting from the right is your templates. You can save templates with all kinds of different stuff. For the most part, I just use the 20. I mostly have on inside out candles as well and VWAP or some version of that kind of in here, but it's all pretty much the same chart on a black background, purple and green. You can set up all of that and then save the template how your eyes see fit. Kind of great because then every time you log in, even if you're logging in to your Take Profit Trader or your Apex, you'll still have the same setup. So that's kind of awesome. Moving to the left, you've got indicators. Kind of like TradingView and MetaTrader, there's 5,000 billion options. You can even explore community indicators. Remember, the more you put on your chart, the more it slows it down. So something to think about. You don't want, less is more. This should be your trading chart. There really shouldn't be a lot on here. Maybe candles and like one moving average, really close to nothing else, okay? Literally really close to nothing else. You don't need anything else. But if you're looking for something particularly, you can find it here. If you're not sure where it's at, hit search. Never a fun situation when you're searching this stuff because you get all kinds of just random things that look like this. And you pick one, install. And when you go to upload it, it's not going to be just in the folder. It's going to be under whatever it's titled as. So you're going to see volume whatever under that. It'll be its own new subfolder under the indicators because I didn't know how to do that when I first started either. So you see where it says volume, typical price, it'll be its own little folder here. If you've downloaded a kind of a custom one from here. That's indicators. Moving to the left, we've got configure chart settings. You'll notice I've got price and I've got an EMA. That's all I've got on this chart. There's literally nothing else. Oopsie. In order to get this box to go away, because as you notice, I move my mouse around and it doesn't go away, you have to click on it again. Okay. One more to the left, we've got chart settings. This right here is really cool because you can go on here and go to show all. It'll show all of your executions, right? I love that feature. I love being able to come back in here and see when I've been dumb on the day, when I've been amazing on the day, when I have that like picture perfect trade to say, look, I bought and I sold, that's great timing. And then also I have to be real with myself when I bought and sold and was like, what was I thinking, right? This was for class purposes, but you guys get the idea. You can go to show all of that stuff. If I go back, you also have price levels. You can decide to have open price, high price, low price, middle, a whole bunch of different settings. At the end of the day, they're going to be up to you. I don't have any of that turned on. 0%. To the left beyond that, you got candlesticks. A bunch of different options you choose. I use Japanese candlesticks. And then of course, time frame. You can do custom time frames. I used to have this set to 2 minutes, but for my Tradeovate accounts, I've been keeping it at 1. Just a little bit quicker. I know I probably should be on the 5, but that's a topic for another time. Custom time frames, everything else is here, pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so again, in order to get this box to go away, I have to click on that again. Crosshairs, on or off, global, show crosshairs, and then there you go. Don't show crosshairs. There they are. So kind of smooth. And there we go, we're buying. This little data box, has a bunch of data. I don't ever keep it up. I always turn it off. I don't like it in my way. And then of course, drawing tools. The only tool I've ever really used on here is a little line. You already see that on my chart. A little trend line, okay? No different than any other platform. You'll click on it. You click once. You come over here and you say, okay, 1 click down, and then 1 click down releases it on the other end. All pretty simple. I think I've done the Fibonacci on here, but that's it. Really haven't done the boxes I didn't like and nothing else mattered. So there's that. What else? Now I'm going to click out of that. Again, the only way to do that is to go here. I can also remove all drawings. So I'm going to go and remove all drawings. But now that we're here, okay, we already talked about how to buy and sell. Buy market is now, buy bid, buys that spread. Sell market is now, sell ask is slightly further back from where price is currently at. Slightly better price, but also could be missed, right? I love the concept of these, but sometimes I found myself using these two and then just scooting price up anyways, which is really stupid if you think about it. So just real talk, right? Realistic stuff going on. What else? What else? Exit all, we already went over that. Jonathan was really kindly enough to remind you guys of this. This exit all position and cancel all, great thing to hit at the end of every day, no matter what. Every single day, make sure you hit that button so there's no pending orders. You're done trading for the moment, hit that button no matter what. You're going to hit that, hit it again, because I promise you this is the biggest thing ever. Another place to track that information. I've never used this data, so I don't have a lot of information there. Have a good day, Scott. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so now let's talk about, we're going to talk about how to place an order. Let's talk about the last and not least, Performance Center. The performance is really bad, but in all fairness, we were explaining stuff on a chart. So this will give you a lot of your entries. I still think, something like TradeZella is going to give you more information, more in-depth stuff, but all trades on the day, profit trades, losing trades. This is data you're going to inevitably need if you're trying to not, break consistency rules on your biggest trade, not break the 5-to-1 rule on Apex. If you're trying to do any of the prop firms, unlike Take Profit Trader, that have all those settings where you have to kind of jump through those hoops, you're going to need this data. So learn this, get familiar with it. Every little part of this matters. And that's your performance data. There's a lot of other options here on the top left. You can click on seeing the orders, positions. On NinjaTrader, I usually keep positions open because it just keeps me accountable. Accountable is wrong. It keeps their damn software accountable. But so you can see anything that might have came in wrong, that might be pending, that might be floating. Really, really cool. Pulse, I wouldn't trust it, mostly because from broker to broker, the pulse is different. This right here is comparable to Top Step's, what do they call that on Top Step? I forget, the tilt, or I don't even remember. Pulse, I don't know. But this right here kind of gives you a higher low of kind of what ES and NAS and gold is doing. But because it's so variable on all the different platforms, I don't think it's very trustworthy. So in my opinion, not so much. The rest of the stuff, by all means, I haven't clicked a lot on reports. Probably don't have a great report right now, but again, you have to grab the box, go. This will tell you every single thing you need to know. Close it. If I want to add something, ooh, did I break everything just trying to show you guys stuff? Oh, I sure hope I didn't. Let me go to refresh. I did, I sure did. Huh. That is not happening. I am not setting up everything again, but I guess I am, special for you guys. So if I come up here to the left and I want to add a chart, I'm going to come click on that. Remember, I one click and then drag it. I'm going to drag it to this little tab area. And now I'm up here, I'm going to type in NQ. I have to look for the right contract. If you have a lot of weird price action, it's going to come in very spotty. You know you're on the wrong contract. This box auto comes up all the time. Mino like that. And I'm going to go to 20 and I'm going to go to the right candles. And I'm going to go to the 1 minute time frame. And then there we go. So my chart is automatically loaded. We're good. If I don't want my accounts down there and I want them down here, I can just drag it like so. If I want to be able to see it up on the left over here, I can have that view. I have a ton of different view options here. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead and drag that down here because I don't need to see it. And I typically have up quite a few different charts. ES, gold, and then of course you have to save them to the right template, which I've already saved. So save, click on the right candle, time frame, 1 minute, got it. Wrong candle, still the wrong candle, but that's okay. Gold is going down now. Is NQ going to go up? Curious. So I can double click over here to kind of refresh the chart. So if I double click anywhere on this line, double click down here. If I'm a mess and just all over the place, I can double click and it'll straighten it out a little bit. I can scroll up to kind of zoom it out. Scrolling on the actual number pad is going to make it faster. Of course, I can extend this out a little bit. And again, I'm going to double click and get a better view. Left click makes that go away. So left click brings that up, left click makes it go away. And as you can see, I do it a lot. Okay, that's your pending order. We already talked about that. So again, I'm going to clean this up real quick. Candlesticks, 1 minute time frame, template, check, done. We're good. So last but not least, something that we want to talk about just real quick is how to use these. I'm again going to say I'm not the expert at this. I'm a very big advocate of management. I credit management to the reason I've had success in the financial markets. I still think there's a lot to learn in terms of futures and all the differences, but perfecting this is kind of the goal. Mind you, the settings are not going to work, seamlessly through Asian and New York sessions. The volume are very different. And since this has no smart features like ATR or fluctuations that just give more space for larger moves, you're going to have to likely adjust this. But if we're talking about NQ, okay, I can come in here and click on this. It's going to, again, let's say we're going to buy. Oh, actually, I should really go to MNQ because we're just testing all this stuff. MNQ, got it. One more thing to do. Just one more, and then I promise. One more, oopsie, cancel. 20, check. 1 minute, check. Candles, check. And then there we go. After we come back and fill this imbalance, if we're confirmed, I'll look for that buy. But all this is going to do is it drops the stop loss and take profit on the screen, and it ensures that they disappear. It ensures that all the orders are gone as they should be, which is really cool. But it also gives you other options like trailing, right? This will allow you to trail with you, to take profit. No idea whether that's 1200. That's got to be a typo. 400. Ticks. This is always in ticks, not points. Okay, 100% always in ticks. And then you can have it to where it'll set automatic break even. And then of course, stop loss. Stop loss as you move up 80 ticks. So then you'll be protecting your stop loss will be 35 ticks back. And every 20 ticks, it's going to keep moving that up by 35 ticks kind of thing. Those settings are very, very loose. I think that there's a misfire there. If I go to NQ, I'll show you a little bit of tighter settings. And gold is dropping. Hardcore too. And then here comes that buy. But here we go. This is hopefully, if it's not misfiring, a little bit closer to what my settings actually are. Again, I think they need work in terms of New York. I think they're pretty good, just maybe not exactly at New York Open. But take profit is 200 ticks. Stop loss is about 60 ticks. I really don't want to have a 20-point stop loss, but I think you'd almost need a 25-point stop loss with the last few weeks volume, or 30 points even. So this right here might need a little bit more space or less depending on how and what you're trading. But just something to definitely think about. I currently have this feature right here set to auto break even and auto trail. Okay, so I'm having both features set up there. I can also make it to where it'll kind of close out of some. That turns it on and off. I can save the name here, ticks, delta price, or dollar value. I wanted to play with dollar value, but I think it was more important for me to learn the tick measurements, but it's because it's just so much different than points. Then of course, those are all in ticks. You can choose to have just stop limit, trailing stop limit, auto break even, auto trail. By all means, do your due diligence and look up what each of those mean. Tradeovate does have good information on there, and so does Google. But for me, once I am up 36 pips, so a little bit less than 10 points, I'm locking it at break even plus, right? I think again, that's pretty tight. And it's wonderful for not New York Open. Perfect settings for just not for New York Open. Moving down below, once I'm up 90 ticks, so if you, as you can see, about a 1.5 to 1, once I'm up 90 ticks, I'm trailing. Every 6 ticks, every about point this moves up, this trails by about 3 points back. So it allows me to kind of catch this kind of big move, and not all of it. Obviously, this move right here would have knocked me out because that's kind of tight for NQ, but I like it because it allows me to take this trade, trust it, lock it, walk away, knowing I'm going to get as much of it as possible, and then go on with my life. So kind of love that feature. And I hit save. Remember, you can't use this in group mode, and I currently don't have more than one account to show you groups. That was the question Joshua had, was to create groups. If I had groups in here, if I had more than one trade, you would be in here, you'd be able to add groups. Literally, it just says create a group, you name it, you drag every account you want in that group over, and then you have the groups. So I can't show you that because I just literally bought this challenge real quick to show you guys this stuff. And I think that's it. In order for the group trade to be relevant, you have to click on where it says the group trade name and then the account that you want to trade from, and all of those accounts will follow. You'll be able to see all of those accounts here on the bottom, what they're up, what they're down on the day. Really, really cool kind of feature there. So that in allness, in totality, I think is literally everything from group trades to management to exit to reverse to pending to deployment. Pending on the chart, okay, is included. Buy market, sell market, buy bid, sell bid. We've covered literally everything. This right here, trading. You can choose to use this too. I've never done it, so not my cup of tea. I would know where to start with that. Alerts, we set up alerts. Search, I've never searched anything on here, so don't ask me. And that's every single thing on this platform. I'm 99% sure. If I want to put settings on my chart, stop type. This is actually really cool. So roll forward and roll back is just to see previous contracts. Roll backwards. There we go. That rolls the contracts forward and back. But this right here, stop type, trade mode, contract mode. If I turn off trade mode, notice how those buttons are gone, which I think is something else you guys are kind of experiencing on Tradeify. Well, not Tradeify, but Tradeovate. So turning back on trade mode, you need that on. Okay. What else? Contract details. There you go. So you can decide not to have up the contract details if you think, hey, this isn't super important. I like this portion of it personally. So you don't technically need all of that stuff on there. And stop type. This is kind of important. Again, do your due diligence because these all mean something different. And I am not qualified. I am qualified actually, legally, literally, but I want people to understand. And this right here, the depth of this goes into is vastly more than what we have time for. Okay. I don't want anybody making an unqualified decision based off of stuff they barely understand. So please, please, please understand the difference in all of these because they are different. I really wanted to get this feature to work. I have not done so. I wanted to get this feature to work. I have not done so. But learn what each of these mean. I think they're really cool or have the potential to be cool. But again, I'm don't know everything. And then of course, bar. Go ahead. Who's unmuted?
Oh, it was me. I was just going to say that it's with Tradeovate, the thing about it is you can't, oh, I don't know that you can or you can't, but at least when you have the prop firm, you can't get the demo. You can't use a demo. So then it's hard to test it out. But on your personal account, you can use the demo to test that stuff out. But you just can't test it out using your evaluation or your prop firm account.
So I had to swallow my ego a little bit. I got over the whole can't test things. You can actually create a demo account on Tradeovate. I did find that out later, much, much later. But none of that is even relevant because all of these, the situation is still very prop firm relevant. So I do think playing on micros and just getting comfortable, probably don't play on MNQ, play on MES just to get comfortable with, what you're seeing and what it's doing because it is very, very relevant. All of this makes a huge difference and get comfortable.
Yeah, so that's what I would do is maybe just to test it out, to figure it out, is to use the micro. That's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless you have your personal account, because I have my personal account with NinjaTrader too, so then I can use their demo.
Then you have access to Tradeovate. If you have a personal account with NinjaTrader, you have access.
Yes, right. That's what I said. I can use their demo.
Yeah.
I just don't like Tradeovate's platform. That's why I don't really use it because I just don't like their platform. I prefer the NinjaTrader platform, but NinjaTrader is getting to be so sketchy and messed up. I may have to try to switch to Tradeovate. NinjaTrader is getting very buggy.
Well, here, ready? Human to human. I went through the class portion. I'm going to answer this other question. That it was a lot. I'm going to see if we can make a very good edit of that. And kind of go from there. But where was I? I'm trying to think. Here's where I'm at, human to human. I honestly think if other people can make it work, I can make it work. And I have that mindset that's helped me succeed in many areas of life, right? If it can be done, I can do it. Okay. It might be hard, might not be easy, but if it can be done, I can do it. And that's kind of got me through a lot in life, and that's awesome.
Right.
Having said that, I do see people succeeding with NinjaTrader. I see people succeeding with Tradeovate. I don't see a lot of people. I see very few people actually take a trade on TradingView that are, prominent big deal traders. I would love any of these to do all of the things I want, but none of them do all the things I want to the point where now I've spent probably a couple of months just, man, putting out fires and building new fires. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know that the copier I have right now from NinjaTrader is going to be sufficient because I can't have 3 good days and then 2 good days and then 3 bad days and then 4 bad days. And I don't mean bad days in trading. I can digest the trade. That's why I have the settings set up to be, get me out. But it has to work like it says it's going to work. That's all.
And they can't blow all your accounts and wipe you out. I mean, that's just unacceptable. That's horrifying.
It just has to do what it says it's going to do. It doesn't have to do it well. It can look like a dying duck to quote, facing the giants, but it has to do what it says it's going to do. So if it says it's going to trade, minis to micros, it needs to do that. If it says it's going to buy or sell, it needs to do that. It can't do the opposite. If it says it's going to exit all, it needs to do that. Like, or the one trade option thing, I'll tell you the 5 or 6 things I have with it. It's just the one trade thing that they have on there. Every time you click it to disable it, it pops in a quick order and closes it. Not a lot. It's like, it's not super significant by any means, but it is a pain in the butt because it counts as a trade. So it just like will open and close a trade real quick. It's really random. It's really weird. Very, very weird. But we're getting the sale now. Okay, I think that answers literally everything on Tradeovate. Is there anything else you guys can think about? I'm down 156 bucks on this account.
Jimmy,
that,
I came in late. I apologize. I don't know what I missed, but I'll go back and look at the video. But did you go over the copy trading with Trade8 as well or no?
Oh, that could have been you too. So copy trading with Tradeovate. I went and purchased this account real quick, so I only have one on here. For next class, I'll add another one and I won't trade this account in between now and then. But once you have a list of accounts here, there's going to be an option that says group trade. So you click on that option where it says group trade. So scroll all the way down from all the accounts and it'll say group trade. Okay. And keep scrolling down. So manage groups. You can create a group and then all you have to do is add them over. So they'll be on the left side and then you drag it over and then you have to make sure that the group trade is selected. I can't show you that because I only have one account here, but it's really, really simple. So you'll see your list of accounts. It'll say group trade or create group trade. You create the group trade by grabbing the account and dragging it to the right. Name that group. Maybe it's aggressive. Maybe it's, group A, group B, or whatever you want to call it, safe, risk off. Whatever you want to call it, and then cool. Now, once you've got that, you're going to click back on the chart. You come back up here, you click on the word group trade, and you'll see it highlighted underneath the title of your account. Okay. You'll see it highlighted there along with the account. So as long as it's highlighted, every trade you take is going to go to all of the accounts. And then if you want to turn off group trading, you have to scroll again, click on this, scroll down where it says group trade and click it again. And then now it's no longer on there. So that's how you'll kind of get rid of that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So group trade is copy trading, the same difference. Okay, thank you so much.
Their group trading is perfect. It is literally 100%. It has no flaws. I've never seen a flaw. The only hang up I have with it is you can't use automate. You can't use the management with it. But honestly, when I was doing super well and getting more payouts with some of all the stuff I was testing, I was just on Tradeovate. Before that, I was on Project X. That's super easy. My most successes with Take Profit Trader have been just trading on Tradeovate. No Ninja, no copying, none of that stuff. So very soon, I'm probably going to get back to that because I can't have 3 out of 5 days have problems with the Ninja Trader stuff. But I'm going to stick with it a little bit longer because I think if we can get it working properly, I think this can help people change. I mean, I'm talking like dynamically change their lives. I mean, not just, okay, here's your bill money. I'm talking dynamically. But again, that stuff has to work like it's going to work. Otherwise, it just kind of sucks. So sucks a lot.
Okay, the other question I had real quick is that on Discord, somebody mentioned something about and again, you may have already went over this about something about were they referring to the breakout indicator that we had? Because you said you said it's only available via the community. I think you said I think actually you said I'm in there too, something like that. I'll be there too, something. I don't know what it said exactly. But what did you cover that, or was that in reference to that? You said I'll be on site too, but now it's only available via community. Were you referring to the breakout indicator that they were asking you about?
Yeah, so right now it's only available through if you're enrolled through Futrix, or if you're enrolled through 6FTC.
Okay, yeah, they were just asking
Yeah.
breakout in. Okay, all right, thank you so much.
You are welcome. You are welcome. All right. I don't want to call anybody out, but I think that answers all the questions except for I got a really long one. Sherry, are you still here with us? I'm going to scroll down. I can see your name. Nope, I do not see your name. Oh, I do see your name. Hopefully it's the same color. Okay. If you can unmute, okay, come on out. I have, wait, I'm gonna go to the grocery store real quick. I'm gonna make the boys something cutesy and I'm kind of excited. I've got to go to Restore. I've got like 500 business tasks outstanding. And I've got a hike and then I've got Krav Maga. That's my plan for the day, guys. So I've got so many things going on. But
Sounds fun.
yeah, I'm trying. So it's funny how some weeks just feel like, holy cow, I've done nothing but work. I literally haven't left the house. Um, and then other weeks it's like, holy cow, I don't have 2 seconds at the house. Like I haven't seen the house in days. So, um, Sherry, if you're still here, can we pretty please unmute you and see if I can't get some of this answered to you? Because at the end of every Zoom, because I'm just going to start answering it while I see if you can unmute yourself. Really, at the beginning part, we take a couple of trades. I'm not too big on the whole. Yeah, at the beginning of the part, we try not to have too much talking because we want to take a couple of trades. But honestly, one a trade and we're good. We don't need more than that. One trade, we're totally fine. That's just real. I know everybody wants to come in here and like trade for hours and hours, but that's not good for anybody's accounts, especially if you're not on a prop firm. And on top of which, we don't need to. So we take our trade and then we pretty much open up the floor for questions. So that's a great time for questions. We do typically save them for the end of Zoom. I love that you want to make sure you're honoring everybody. If you're having difficulties with your EAs or your indicators, that's something that Joe, the tech guy, would help you with. I can't do that with everybody. I even turned, I'm pretty sure it was Miss Sonia down on Tuesday. Everything in me wanted to say, yes, come on, share your screen. Let me help you get all this set up. But that's not, we're not going to be doing that in a class. So, Tradeovate, Trading View, real quick. Well, Tradeovate, like things that are beyond the scope of basic stuff, I can help with. But the things that are more MT4 or Trading View, kind of more, I don't have a good word. Sorry, guys. But on that spectrum, by all means, you can book with Joe and he can get you all set up with whatever you need. So a lot of people are doing phenomenally well with Sniper Pro. In the Discord, Robert has been placing his story pretty much since last December, the good, the bad, and the ugly, everything in between. Okay. So long story never short with me. I think the first account is like somewhere 200, 300% ish demo, just demo. So just testing stuff. And then, of course, he put live dollars in, but he put it in right before the tariffs. So I did end up Zooming with him, gave him some instructions of options of ways to handle that or go about that. He didn't follow it. If he had, he would be up, I don't know, maybe 50% or so now, give or take. But just to kind of see what's possible, he ended up closing those. He's now back at break even. So you can see kind of all the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then, of course, everything else is in there. The golden ticket and all the things. All the 6FTC stuff is available there. If your platforms are struggling, remember MetaQuotes is a struggle for really every country right now. A lot of countries, I should say, not every country. I know Europeans who are also having a hard time getting it. If I respond to you, I promise you others are not going to get too offended because if you don't notice, I just did that to like 5 other people. So you will be one of many. And honestly, that's why I'm here. That's what I'm here for, is to take a couple of trades, build a community, and then do all the things. So that is part of the teaching. I think that answers literally everything in your message. I'm pretty sure. Miss Barika, come on out. Your hand is raised all politely. Look at you.
And thank you for all you do. And if anybody needed Joe's link, it's in the chat here. And if you scroll up a little bit. So I am doing some back end stuff for Dragonfly. Hopefully we'll have that released super, super soon. LMG, sir, check your message. I sent you a message. I would like for you to be able to test some things for me. So check the message I sent you. Anyway, that's what I just want to say. But it's anyway, it's doing wow. It's doing wow, and that's all I'm going to say. Jenny has been talking about it for a couple of years, and like she said before, she uses it on Live Money, and so right now I'm just running it on a demo. But LMG messaged me because I would like for you to be a test person, and I know you've been excited about it. So anyway, that's all.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Brick. I super appreciate you. And that's it. So I think that answers literally everything Tradeovate. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm reasonably new to the platform, like within the last year. Well, a year, I guess now. but I think it's a good platform. It's very naked, it's very basal, but it doesn't make any mistakes. It just misses a few areas that I wanted to hit, and I'm trying so hard to replace what maybe I cannot replace. So we'll see. But Tradeovate is something, if you guys are trading on these props, you need to have your Tradeovate logged in. You need to have that up, whether even if you don't have that up, like right here, you can take your trade by all means and then come over to your other tab. Like instead of having all the tabs we don't need open, I'm working on that myself. Have up your, trading view and your Tradeovate. If you have two screens or can kind of share the screen, have up Tradeovate and trading view because you really need to have up Tradeovate. Like you need to be able to see that information. There's just simply no way around it. Like there's literally no at all way around it. Nowhere. No one replaces the information that you need and will get from Tradeovate. But that's it on the day. Kind of a choppy day. Let's review that real quick and then we'll go on. Caught this, meant late on the entries today, very late. But beautiful move. I got out somewhere on this candle. Big, big move. NQ. First one, my Ninja Trader misfired. Luckily, for better and for worse, that disconnected, so what did we say, 5 or 6 accounts, but I was trading less than 10 today. So then I only had a couple of more, took this trade, did pretty good. Got that target beautifully. Sorry for my phone ringing on you guys. Hit that target beautifully. And then of course came over here, we bought this target as well. So this continued up. I didn't get much beyond that. I think we got just right into this moment and then we had there. So the size of these moves, guys, I can already tell you just, and remember, I think I caught a little bit more on gold. That's 2, 1, -1. So we got +2, +3. That's 5R on your risk right here. So the good, the bad, and the ugly. And not just trying to whitewash a loss or whatever. Losses are part of it. This one followed the rules, so we're good. And those were our trades. But I see you raised your hand, JD, so you get one more question and then I'm popping off.
Yeah, it's gonna be real quick. I wanted to know, I tried to get those Trade8 accounts that you told me to get so we could do so you can show me how to connect them, but you showed me on the copy now, but they only with your code is only taking it down to $87 a month.
Okay, so I answered that at the beginning of class, but so right now, not a good time to buy Apex accounts, guys. So honestly, if it were me, and I'm not your mama to quote JLo, I ain't your mama. I would not be buying Apex accounts today. I would wait until they have an 80 or 90% off. Next one they do, I will definitely tell you guys. I will put it on blast a couple of times in a row. But their best deal right now is whatever it is. I don't know what percentage it is, but it's like $83. Remember, $83 plus the 130, okay, makes that what, 210? It's actually like 220-ish for the account. If you go to take profit trader, it's a little over 100. I just call it 100, but it's $100. 118 is what somebody said. And there's no activation fee. So there's no activation fee once you're approved. So for me, if I'm buying a challenge right now, I'm definitely looking at take profit trader. I'm not looking at Apex because Apex, I just don't think it's worth the money, especially given that the rules are a little bit harder there to get a payout and stuff and the trailing drawdown.
See, I don't know anything about take profit trade. Does that connect to Ninja Trader and TradingView as well?
Yep, it
Does
does.
that copy trading as well?
Yep, it does. But you only get up to 5 accounts, but you're not doing 50 accounts anyway. So
No, I'm only gonna do like you said, I'm gonna start on maybe 2 or 3. But
yeah.
okay, Jenny, thank you for repeating that. I appreciate it.
No, of course you're welcome. I'm super grateful. But yeah, guys, just one more time, if you're buying those, please don't buy an Apex account right now. Just wait. Go to Take Profit Trader. Use code 6FTC. It's $118 with activation fee because there's no activation fee right now. That's worth it. Versus remember, even with the big discount from Apex, $33 plus $130 is $166. So there you go. That's still a more expensive account because there's an activation fee over there. So just something to think about. I will let you guys know when it comes back up. Otherwise, happy Thursday. Make sure you guys post your results if you made any money, if you learned any lessons, all the good, the bad, the all the things that you're going through and growing through. Get those posted in Discord and happy trading. And I'll talk to you soon.
Have a blessed day, Jenny. Thank you.
You too. Bye, guys.
Bye. Have a phenomenal weekend.
Hey, pray I don't die at this Krav Maga thing tonight because I think I might.
Be talking about how to use the contour neck series.
Hey, listen, the one girl who's listening at all the makeup tutorials, you're talking about Botox this morning, now got contouring. It was funny. It was actually kind of funny.
Somebody had their
What
mic
is
open.
Maga? What is that? Is that your hiking thing or what is that?
Hiking is in the woods and it's Florida weather, so that's hot. But then also,
Martial
Krav
arts.
Maga is like it's like martial arts, but with a lot more kicking and jumping. Okay,
Oh,
so it's self-defense, martial arts, kicking and jumping. Like it's its own thing. You'll have to
You're a
like.
bad mama jammer then there, Jenny. I don't know nobody gonna mess with
I don't know. Listen, you better pray for me. Pray for me because I'm not. I also like. Uh, I get in that situation and I'm like, okay, just don't hurt me here. Just don't hurt me. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not trying to get broken into a bajillion pieces, but it should be a good time overall.
Wow.
It should be a good time. So I will stretch, Breaka. I will definitely stretch. And I'll use my little what do they call that? The tectonic plate thing that just helps with your whole stretch of your whole body. So,
And I know
but
you
okay.
already drink plenty of water, right?
Yes, actually, I've been chugging tons of water, and I get an IV with all the vitamins and stuff every month.
Good, good.
I get an IV with like all the super fancy jazz stuff. I'm looking at this new thing. It's like it's biohacking at its finest. Kind of geeked out about it, but I just don't want to be sold again. So I don't know. If I love it, I'll let you guys know. But supposedly, it helps get the stem cells back into your body, which helps you age in reverse. It helps you heal the things that are going on inside your body. And to me, like I geek out about that. Like I totally geek out about it.
Oh,
But we'll
me
see.
too. Yeah, definitely let us know about that, what you think. I'd be totally interested in knowing about that.
Well, I love it, and the results. So if my friend told me about it, and then the results I saw from I went to my little appointment yesterday. I went to this red light thermo vibration. It's a whole thing. Um, they were promoting it. And I was like, wow, okay, that's pretty incredible. If you looked at the results from it. So now I'm going to do the research. I'm going to have Rosie do the research over in Spain to see if it's legal over there because it's a kind of a cool contrast. And then maybe I'll try it because why not? Like if it's going to help you stay younger and stay healthy, health as well, that's the whole idea.
You may want to check into the Stem Cell Research Institute in Panama with Dr. I think it's Neil Reardon.
Have you been?
No, that's when I get the money together, I want to go, because I've had a bunch of health issues, but Joe Rogan talked about it really well. Um, Mel Gibson, he took his father there, and just a lot of different people had amazing results.
Have anybody heard about the stem cell patches? I've heard that they really help alleviate pain and do miraculous things when it comes
Well,
to.
that's what I'm wondering is if the patch will be adequate. Like, I think that new science and new technology is incredible and it's fascinating, but I'm wondering if it's adequate to do that level of improvement because I'm wondering if the patches are just marketing the benefits of stem cells in general, or if they're marketing the benefits of their patches, because those are separate topics. We already know stem cells can help you avoid surgery. They can help you age and reverse. They can heal actual lifelong diseases. They can heal so many things. We know that that's not up for debate. Science has proven that, and we of course have the testimonies. The thing about those patches and the thing that I would want to look into is are they promoting the results from stem cells, which yes, there are results from stem cells, or are they promoting the results from the patch? Because I wonder if the patch is even an adequate delivery system. Because I don't know what Joe Rogan would say about this, but I know there's some of the biohacking community says, they completely swear off patches and pills. And then the other parts of the community, like Dave Asprey, I mean, he flaunts that he takes like 90 pills in the morning and 90 pills in the afternoon. And he literally does. He takes like 90 pills of different things to do all the stuff that he's trying to do inside of it.
90 pills?
I'm not kidding, 90. I said
Fast
90.
and so much more. Let's start with what is happening inside of your body when you go.
I don't know who that is, Paula.
Yeah, I was trying to paste
That's a lot of
a
pills.
video, yeah, about I just listened to this video the other day and it was about fasting and he talked about stem cells.
I
I was
love
looking for it. I
fasting.
just posted it.
Oh, thank you. Like I love fasting, but the conflicting information in terms of female and cortisol, I think is my only turn off in terms of fasting anymore. Because I was staying pretty, slim thick with just fasting, doing my basic stuff. But I also think, and the female experts will come out and say fasting for females is technically potentially a deficit, right? Because of the cortisol, because of the way our hormones respond to being in that high stress state. Now, I believe in fasting for its benefits, but I think remember all of the studies that have went on for the last many, many decades, and a lot of the information that's pumped and preached is not about particular races, particular genders, right? It's only about certain genders and certain races, right? So we're missing the information on females, specifically for fasting. And the two world's most experts, sorry, look at me geek out for a second, but the two most world's experts on female fasting, they are completely of different camps in terms of thought processes. And I love both of their points, but I don't have my own opinion yet because they're just the exact opposite. One says all in, and you're doing it, according to your clock, your female clock, and the other one says all out, no matter what, there are no exceptions, clock or not. And no matter what you eat within 30 minutes, it doesn't have to be a lot, but you're talking 10 to 20 grams of protein, and that's what's going to be. And if you're going to fast or have any window that's greater than 12 hours, you need to recover from that for like weeks and weeks and weeks. So I geek out on that stuff, like all of it, every book.
Yeah, well, I'm an avid faster. I'm all in. So, but that's interesting. I need to do more geeking out and do more, I guess, do more research on it. But I think I'm just going to keep listening to my body.
And that's just it, is my body says I feel good fasted. Like I feel clear-headed fasted. I feel faster. I feel a lot of things. I feel better fasted. But then I don't know if you're water fasting or if you add coffee or anything to it.
Yeah, I just have coffee, black coffee.
Yeah, I fast too, guys. Yeah, it just basically what Trader A said. It's the way you just listen to your body. Your body talks to you. Your body will heal itself. Your body will tell you literally everything. If you eat something, your body will tell you. If you get some acne on your face, you get some ate something, it'll tell you. It'll tell you your stomach ache. It'll tell you. You just have to listen to it. I've been fasting for years now. I'm working on now eating one meal a day.
Right. That's more like a one meal a day. And of course, I probably have a couple of too many snacks at night, but that's when I eat and I don't eat during the day. But God, I forgot what I was going to say. But for anything social, I don't fast if, there's something social going on because obviously I don't do it 7 days a week. So, there are times where, you can eat like a regular person. So,
Yep. I agree.
That's kind of what I do is like if it's social, if it's, game day Saturday,
right.
I cook breakfast on one day of the week for the weekends, but otherwise Noah's not a breakfast eater. Like he's not much of an eater in the morning and neither am I. Like I'm not a big eater in the morning. But one day I'm probably about 2 meals a day. I try to do 2 meals a day mostly because of that one chick science that says you shouldn't be in a state fasted that long. It's actually horrible for your cortisol. And so are all these screens. Like, so if you guys don't have any kind of blue light filtering glasses, you guys totally should.
I need to get some blue light glasses, but I'm just worried about the Wi-Fi in general.
Wait,
not
I
just
put
on
those
the eyes, but just on your body. I just feel like, is it zapping our bodies?
So put plants around your computers, and then I put the EMF blockers around my computers too. And my
EMF blockers. I'm writing it down. And plants. Okay, so I got to get some plants in here.
Hey, I
to
got
kind
time
of absorb some of the radiation.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, Gunner is a good brand for blue light. I bought the True Dark ones, which my daytime ones are yellow, so they're not like great for meetings, and then my nighttime ones are red, so you can't see the colors of candles, which is probably good because I shouldn't be on the charts. But I want a really good clear pair that you could like still be in a meeting and not look like a weirdo. So I'll look into Gunner one, Brika. I will look into it for sure. But guys, the market is still chopping around. I probably am gonna close on the day because I'm irritated with Ninja Trader. And then go from there. So we'll see, guys, on what we do in terms of Ninja Trader moving forward. But we had a good day overall. That's about a 5R risk, maybe even more, depending on how much of those moves you got. I got with my type management at least a 5R risk. That's incredible. And again, it didn't take very long. So I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. Look into some things that take care of you and post something fun, do something fun, and make sure you post your trades. Bye, guys.
Okay,
Bye,
bye.
Miss
Have a
Jenny.
good weekend, everybody.
Jay.
Bye. Thank
Everybody have a
you.
blessed
Bye,
weekend.
Jenny.
Hi, guys.
Bye.
Oh, actually, wait, there's 15 of y'all still haven't hung up yet. You guys, I promise
Yeah.
you. Listen, ready? Rosie called me this morning. She sent me 40 messages on WhatsApp, and she got, oh, I'm gonna butcher this word. Brika can probably help me. But she got, basically, it's a meticulous or material award, top out of 100 students. Basically, they'll comp all of her school fees because she, like, think of the concept, break the bell curve.
That's a
40% of the
blessing. All the
class,
school fees, that's a blessing.
that is, but
That is so
40%,
wonderful.
listen, guys, 40% of the class failed, and she scored like exponentially higher than other, like others. You probably know the word I'm saying, but it's like a meticulous honor. It's like a Spanish thing. It's a mercurial award or something like that. It's a big deal over there. So it's like our valedictorian honor roll thing, but that's for the university. So keep in mind, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids in those classes. So she's a baddie. She's doing it, and that's in her finance class.
That's amazing. That is so good. I wanted to tell you, I have a Rosie too. Well, I have a Rosemary. She only gets called Rosie on the soccer field. So hopefully that'll be good luck. Is she yours a Rosemary too?
My mother and my daughter are Rosemary. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a Rosemary, but yeah, her soccer team calls her Rosie on the field.
Oh, I love that. I'm the only one who calls her Rosie. And like, you'll know if somebody's really close to her, they call her Rosie. Everybody else calls her Road.
Oh, yeah, no, mine is totally Rosemary. But no, that is amazing. That is so wonderful. So congratulations to her and for you for
I will. Hey,
doing
Breakout, she told me to tell you specifically, ready? You specifically,
Yes, I'm
how
listening.
great she did, just so you know.
Tell her I said felicitaciones. Maybe I'll leave you a message for her.
Hey, wait, yeah, I can't repeat that. Wait, I
Oh,
got valet.
Hey, I
She's
dropped
making me
that
proud.
link in the group of the old screens patch thing if anybody want to look at it as well. With
All right,
self.
awesome.
thanks, JD.
Thank you guys. I'm gonna do my research. Happy Sunday and weekend almost.